From deep-fried tarantulas to fermented shark, the world is packed with street foods that are not for the faint-hearted. Some are delicious, some are downright terrifying, but all of them are extreme. Balut, Philippines. If you think eggs are harmless, balut will change your mind. This Filipino delicacy is a fertilized duck egg, boiled and eaten with salt and vinegar. But here's the catch. Inside the shell is a partially developed duck embryo, complete with feathers and tiny bones. The taste? A mix of broth, soft egg, and a slightly crunchy texture. Many locals swear by its rich, savory flavor and believe it boosts stamina. Though it might look intimidating, balut is a beloved street food in Southeast Asia. Would you dare crack one open? If you think eating a duck embryo is extreme, wait until you hear about a cheese that literally moves on its own. Kasu marzu, Italy. Some cheeses are aged to perfection, but Kasu marzu takes aging to another level. It's filled with live maggots. This Sardinian cheese is made from sheep's milk and intentionally left to ferment with Piophila larvae. These tiny creatures help break down the cheese, creating a soft, almost liquid texture. But here's the shocker. You eat it while the maggots are still wriggling. It has a strong, pungent flavor and a spicy aftertaste. Despite being banned in many places due to health concerns, it remains a treasured delicacy in Sardinia. Could you handle a bite? If live maggots weren't enough, how about a dish that smells like ammonia and has been buried underground for months? Hakarl, Iceland. Icelandic cuisine has one of the world's most notorious dishes, hakarl or fermented shark. This traditional food is made by burying a Greenland shark underground for months, allowing it to rot and develop its signature ammonia-rich aroma. Once dried, it's cut into small cubes and served as a snack, often accompanied by a shot of brennivin, a strong Icelandic liquor to mask the overpowering smell. Even celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay couldn't stomach it. Locals claim it's an acquired taste, but for many, the strong, almost chemical-like flavor is just too much. Would you take the challenge? If you thought rotten shark was bad, our next dish is still alive, and it might just fight back. Sannakji, South Korea. Ever eaten something that's still moving? In South Korea, Sannakji is a dish made from freshly chopped baby octopus tentacles. Served raw with sesame oil and salt, the tentacles continue to wriggle on the plate, making it one of the most interactive street foods you'll ever try. But be careful. Those suction cups are still active and can latch onto your mouth or throat, making it a choking hazard. The taste is mild, slightly chewy, and enhanced by the sesame seasoning. It's a favorite among seafood lovers, but the real thrill is in the movement. If a squirming octopus isn't daring enough, how about a deep-fried spider with fangs intact? Fried tarantulas. Cambodia spiders might send shivers down your spine, but in Cambodia, they're a crispy snack. Fried tarantulas, known as aping, are a popular street food that dates back to the Khmer Rouge era when food was scarce. Today, they're deep-fried until golden brown, seasoned with salt, sugar, and garlic. The legs are crunchy while the abdomen is soft and gooey. Definitely not for the squeamish. Some say it tastes like a cross between crab and chicken. Would you brave a bite, or does the thought of eating a spider make your skin crawl? If the smell of fried tarantulas doesn't scare you away, our next dish is known for its overwhelming stench. Stinky tofu, Taiwan. The name says it all. Stinky tofu is famous for its overpowering smell, often compared to rotting garbage or dirty socks. This fermented tofu is sold in Taiwan's night markets, deep-fried to a crispy perfection. The inside remains soft and spongy, absorbing the rich, tangy flavors from the fermentation process. Despite the intense smell, it has a surprisingly mild, creamy taste. For some, the odor is unbearable. For others, it's an addictive snack. If you can get past the initial stink, you might just love it. Would you hold your nose and take a bite? Speaking of overpowering smells, how about a dish that is so pungent, it has been banned on airplanes? Surstromming, Sweden. Surstromming is Sweden's contribution to extreme street food, and it's not for the faint of heart. This fermented herring is canned and left to rot for months, creating a stench so strong it's considered one of the worst-smelling foods in the world. Even opening a can in public can clear a room. Traditionally eaten with flatbread and potatoes, its intense fishy flavor is an acquired taste. Some say it's delicious once you get past the smell, but others gag at the mere thought. Could you handle the stinkiest fish on the planet? If rotten fish doesn't tempt you, our next extreme street food might leave you wide-eyed, literally. Tuna eyeballs, Japan. In Japan, waste not, want not, so even tuna eyeballs become a delicacy. These baseball-sized eyes are sold in markets, often boiled or steamed before being seasoned with soy sauce and garlic. The outer jelly-like texture surrounds a firm, meatier core, making it a unique eating experience. It's rich in umami flavor and packed with collagen, which some believe has beauty benefits. Though it may look intimidating, tuna eyeballs are a surprisingly popular snack among adventurous food lovers. The real challenge? Staring it down before taking a bite. If eating a giant fish eyeball wasn't enough, how about munching on something even crunchier? Fried crickets, anyone? Jingleed, Thailand. Forget potato chips. Thailand's street food scene offers jingleed, crispy fried crickets that are both crunchy and protein-packed. These insects are deep-fried in oil and seasoned with salt, soy sauce, and chili powder for a savory, slightly spicy snack. Despite their unsettling appearance, they have a nutty, popcorn-like taste that surprises many first-time eaters. Crickets are a sustainable protein source, and some experts even say they could be the future of food. If you can get past the idea of eating bugs, they might just become your new favorite snack. Would you trade your chips for crickets? If crickets don't sound extreme enough, let's take it up a notch with something straight out of an alien horror movie. Ant egg soup. Ant egg soup Laos. Ever had a soup that bites back? In Laos, gang kai mot dang is a traditional soup made with red ant eggs and sometimes even baby ants. These tiny creatures add a citrusy tang to the broth, thanks to the natural formic acid they produce. The eggs have a slightly crunchy, poppy texture, while the soup itself is light and refreshing. It's packed with protein and considered a delicacy in many Southeast Asian countries. If you can handle the idea of eating tiny ant larvae, this might just be one of the most unique soups you'll ever try. If eating tiny insects isn't enough of a challenge, how about something made entirely from blood? Blood tofu, China. For those who like their meals a little darker, blood tofu is a street food staple in China and Vietnam. Made by curdling pigs or duck's blood, it's then shaped into cubes and boiled or stir-fried. The result? A firm, jelly-like texture with a rich, iron-heavy taste. Often added to hot pots or spicy soups, it's surprisingly nutritious and packed with protein. Though it might sound unappetizing to some, it's a favorite comfort food for many. Could you stomach a dish made entirely from blood? Speaking of unusual meats, our next dish is a South American favorite, but you might recognize it as a household pet. Cuy Peru. In the Andean regions of Peru, Ecuador, and Bolivia, guinea pigs aren't pets, they're dinner. Known as cuy, these small rodents are roasted whole, often served with potatoes and a spicy sauce. The taste is similar to rabbit or dark chicken meat, with a crispy skin and tender, flavorful meat. Cuy has been a traditional source of protein for centuries, and it's still a common sight at street markets and festivals. While some visitors find it hard to get past the appearance of a whole guinea pig on a plate, others swear by its rich, gamey taste. Would you try it? If the idea of eating a small rodent seems shocking, wait until you hear about a soup that features bats as the main ingredient. Bat soup. Indonesia bat soup is one of Indonesia's most controversial street foods. Often found in traditional markets, the entire bat, wings, head, and all, is boiled in a coconut milk broth, creating a rich, gamey flavor. Some locals believe it has medicinal properties, boosting the immune system and treating respiratory illnesses. However, its consumption has sparked debates, especially due to concerns about zoonotic diseases. The sight of a whole bat floating in a bowl might be too much for some, but for those brave enough to try, it's considered a delicacy. Would you take a sip, or would you fly away? If bat soup doesn't scare you away, our next dish is even more bizarre. It's made from boiled silkworm pupae, Beondegi, South Korea. South Korea's Beondegi is a street food that's as unusual as it is nutritious. These steamed or boiled silkworm pupae are served in paper cups, often with a dash of salt. The smell is strong, described as a mix between wet wood and boiled nuts. The texture? A crunchy outer shell with a soft, nutty interior. Many Koreans grew up snacking on these little bugs, making it a nostalgic treat. It's packed with protein and considered a healthy street snack, but the smell alone can be a challenge. Would you give it a shot, or is this a hard pass? From maggot-infested cheese to live octopus, extreme street foods push the limits of what we consider edible. Which of these would you like to try? Let us know in the comments.